Brother, you versus you. That's the battle. What if the fiercest war you'll ever fight isn't with your boss, your ex, or the world? What if it's happening right now, inside your mind? You know that voice, the one whispering, just one more day, while your dreams gather dust on the shelf. The one saying, you're not ready, when you're about to hit send on that job application. The one laughing when you say, I'll start tomorrow. Then you spend 3 more hours scrolling TikTok instead of moving. That's not laziness. That's not failure. That's you fighting yourself. This book doesn't teach you how to wake up early or make a to-do list. It doesn't tell you to just be disciplined. No, this book pulls back the curtain and shows you the truth. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're just tired of pretending you're okay, while you're exhausted from hiding who you truly are. Imagine standing in front of a mirror and seeing 2 versions of you. Version 1. Wakes up at 6 a.m., stretches, meditates for 10 minutes, writes in a journal for 15. Plans the day with intention, handles work emails with calm clarity, takes a walk at lunch, eats nourishing food, reads a book before bed, no social media after 8 p.m., knows her worth isn't tied to productivity, but she also knows self-care is how she shows up for others. Version 2. Hits snooze 3 times, rushes through a shower, skips breakfast, checks Instagram for an hour before work, gets distracted by notifications, spends 20 minutes replying to non-urgent messages, eats fast food for lunch, works late, collapses on the couch watching TV until midnight, scrolls through Instagram comparing himself to others, tells himself tomorrow will be better, but never follows through. Both of them? That's you. Not good you versus bad you. Old you versus the version you've been afraid to become. This book asks you questions that cut deep. What if your fear isn't stopping you from succeeding, but protecting you from getting hurt again? What if your procrastination isn't laziness, but a quiet scream saying, I don't believe I deserve this? What if your self-sabotage isn't a flaw, but the echo of a child who was never told they were enough? What if the reason you're not happy is because you're living someone else's life? What if your true self has been waiting for you to finally notice it? What if the fear of failure is actually the fear of success, because success means change, and change is scary? Every chapter feels like a late-night conversation with someone who finally gets you. No fluff, no fake motivation, just raw, quiet honesty. Take Maya, for example. She's been teaching high school English for a decade. She used to love literature, but now she feels like she's just going through the motions. Every time she tries to write her own stories, she tells herself, "You're not good enough. You'll never be published." But one day, she found an old notebook where she'd written poems as a teenager. Reading them brought back the joy she'd forgotten. The book helped her realize that her fear wasn't about writing, it was about facing the possibility that she might actually succeed, and that success would mean stepping out of her comfort zone. She started small, writing 100 words a day. Now, she's halfway through her first novel, and her students can see the passion returning to her teaching. Then there's James, a nurse who works 12-hour shifts. He's always putting others first, but he's exhausted. One day, he collapsed at work and had to take a week off. The book helped him see that self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary. He started setting boundaries, saying no to extra shifts, taking short breaks during work, and scheduling time for himself. Now, he's healthier and more present for his patients, and he's even started a running club to stay active. Aisha is a single mom of 2 kids. She works 2 jobs and feels like she's failing at everything. She's constantly tired, but when she tries to take time for herself, she feels guilty. The book taught her that her worth isn't tied to how much she does for others. Now she takes 15 minutes each morning to sit with her coffee, just breathing, and it's changed her entire outlook. She's also started saying no to extra responsibilities, and her kids are happier because she's more present with them. Liam is a college student who keeps procrastinating on his thesis. He tells himself he's not smart enough, but the truth is, he's afraid of finishing and having to figure out his next step. The book helped him see that his fear of the future is paralyzing him. Now he breaks his work into tiny steps, celebrating each small win, and he's finally making progress. Sophie is a freelance graphic designer who's always working but never feels successful. She takes on too many projects to feel secure, but it leaves her burned out. The book taught her that true security comes from trusting herself, not from overworking. Now she's pricing her work confidently, taking time off, and her business is thriving. George retired last year but felt lost without work. He thought retirement would be easy, but he missed the structure. The book helped him realize that his identity wasn't tied to his job. He started volunteering at a community center, and now he feels fulfilled again. One line changed everything for me. I spent 7 years trying to be someone I didn't even know. I smiled so hard people thought I was fine, but I cried alone in the bathroom every night. I didn't need therapy. I needed to meet myself again. That's not just a quote. It's a journey. It's about realizing that the person you've been pretending to be isn't you. It's about taking the time to reconnect with who you truly are beneath the masks. For me, that meant journaling every day, taking solo trips, and having honest conversations with friends. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. Now, I wake up excited to be myself. That's your story, too. You're the one hiding tears behind a laugh. The one posting happy photos while your soul whispers, "I'm tired." You love yourself, but you don't know how to treat yourself like you matter. This book teaches you something radical. Discipline isn't punishment. It's compassion. Showing up for yourself isn't about productivity. It's about telling your soul, "I'm still here, and I'm not leaving you." When you catch yourself procrastinating, instead of yelling, "You're lazy," say, "I see you're scared." Let's take one small step together. For example, if you're avoiding a difficult conversation, instead of criticizing yourself, ask, "What do I need to feel safe to have this talk?" Maybe it's writing down what you want to say first, or having a friend practice with you. Discipline isn't about forcing yourself. It's about supporting yourself. And here's the most powerful part. You don't have to destroy your old self. You don't have to hate your fears. You just have to sit with them. Ask them, "Why are you so scared?" Offer them tea. Listen, maybe that voice is the 8-year-old who was told, "Boys don't cry," so you learned to suppress your emotions. Or the 12-year-old who was bullied for being different, so you learned to hide your true self. Or the teenager who was shamed for dreaming too loud. That's not your enemy. That's your heart. And the battle? It's not about winning. It's about choosing, again and again, to show up for yourself. This isn't a book about becoming better. It's about coming home. Home to the version of you that's always been there, just waiting to be seen. The greatest enemy you'll ever face? Not failure, not rejection, not time. It's the fear of meeting yourself without masks, without excuses, without apology. Society tells us we need to be perfect, perfect body, perfect career, perfect relationships. But the truth is, there's no such thing as perfect. The book teaches you to embrace your imperfections as part of your humanity. For instance, instead of beating yourself up for a mistake, you learn to say, "I'm human, and that's okay." This shift in mindset frees you to take risks, try new things, and grow without fear of failure. When you choose to show up for yourself, life doesn't magically fix itself. But you start noticing small shifts. You feel more at peace. You make decisions that align with your values. You start attracting people who respect you. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. For example, you might start saying no to things that drain you, and suddenly you have more energy for what matters. You might take a small step towards a dream, and it feels incredible. These small wins build momentum. And soon, you're living a life that feels true to you. This book doesn't give you advice. It gives you back your soul. Every page feels like a hand on your shoulder in the dark. Every paragraph whispers, I'm with you. You don't need more time. You don't need more apps. You don't need another 10-hour course. You just need to stop, to breathe, to feel, and choose. Who will you be today? Will you be the person everyone says is calm and reliable? Or will you be the one who faced their fear and chose to rise anyway? That choice? It's not tomorrow, not after vacation, not when things get easier. It's now, right here, while you're listening to this. When you feel the urge to scroll, pause. Take 3 deep breaths. Ask yourself, what do I need right now? Maybe it's a walk, a conversation, a nap. Then do that, not the phone. Instead of checking Instagram when you're bored, step outside and feel the sun on your face. Instead of watching another episode, call a friend and share how you're really feeling. These small choices add up to a life that feels authentic. And if this reached you, if you felt it in your chest, then you're not alone. But you might be at the edge of something bigger. So if you're ready to stop running from yourself, stop scrolling, stop waiting, start listening, because this isn't just an audiobook. This is your invitation to come home. At Audiobook Lounge, we believe that stories have the power to heal because they remind us we're not alone. Every audiobook we produce is crafted with care, designed to speak directly to your heart. Our team of narrators brings each story to life with emotion and authenticity, so you feel like you're having a conversation with a wise friend. Subscribe to our channel to join a community of people who are choosing to show up for themselves every day. Turn on the bell so you never miss a story that could change your life. And hit like, because every like helps us reach more people who need to hear this message. Share your story in the comments below. What's one way you've started showing up for yourself? We'd love to hear from you, because you deserve to hear this. And you deserve to remember who you really are. Audiobook Lounge, where stories don't just entertain, they heal.